Hello, YouTube family and friends. I'm old school mechanic James, working on a Mercruiser 4.3 V6 engine. Today I'm going to talk about how to prime the engine with the primer tool. But before we get there, I want to talk about my last video. You guys see me do the valve lash. I put the lifters in, push rods in, rockers in, went ahead and finger tight all the way around. And then on my harmonic balancer, I turned it a quarter turn and went ahead and tightened it up each rocker all the way around, just to where it could just have a drag on that push rod. I did 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and I did 2 rotations. Now it's all set. Don't forget the preload. It's either half or 3/4. It's up to you how you want to. I do half on the first time around. Once I get the engine running, let it run for a while, I come back, I'll check it. I'll check all the valve lash again before I put it in the boat. And I'll make sure that that preload is correct also. Today we're going to work on doing the priming of the oil to get the oil to come up through the push rods. Now I use this tool, it's called Oil Pump Primer, part number 27060. Okay, and so that's what I use at O'Reilly's. You can get it as a loaner, Advanced Auto, AutoZone, several others. But over the years, I've used this so many times, I said, forget the loaner stuff. I'm going to go ahead and buy them. Back in the day, they were like 11 bucks, somewhere in there. Well, that's what we're going to use on the drill to go ahead and prime the block. I want to give a shout out to my cousin Gene and Donna up in upstate New York. Go Buffalo Bills. Right on. I'm glad you guys got 70-degree weather up there. Down here, it's still almost 100 degrees in Texas. But it's getting colder. It used to be 105. Anyway, let's get back to the engine. So we're going to go ahead and prime it. I got my drill set up on the tool. So just basically it's clockwise. Just turn it on, spin it around. I've already put the oil in there. So we're just going to keep rotating it until we see the oil coming up through the push rods. Check for leaks, any kind of oil anywhere on the sides or the bottom. You want to make sure. We're getting oil over here on cylinder number 1. Yeah, coming right through. Looking good. Now here we are. Number 3 cylinder. Got oil coming up through it. This is the best thing you can do is to prime your motor. Get the oil all the way through your block. When you go to start it for the first time, man, it's going to run so smooth. Them bearings are going to already be lubricated. Push rods will be lubricated. There's no metal on metal. Okay, we got 1, 3, and 5. Looking good. Okay, we're still looking good. Here we go. We got number 4. Got oil coming out on number 4. Got 2, 4, and 6. Yeah, we want that oil all the way around, up through every push rod. That way the lifters are all getting filled. The lifters are getting filled with oil. They're shooting up through the push rod. We'll be in good shape once this engine gets ready to start. I'm looking good on that side. Everything's perfect. Now, make sure you charge your drill before you do this, because I've found in the past, I forget to charge that drill, that battery, and I only get halfway through. We'll see if we can make it through this time. Here we go. Number 6 cylinder. I got the push rods, oil on both of them. All we're waiting on now is the number 2. That's the furthest one away. So we'll see what happens. We're getting close though. That's a good sign. When you see that oil come through that push rod, number 1, it ain't blocked. Number 2, the lifters are working the way they're supposed to, filling up with oil. And oil's lubricating through the cam, through the crankshaft. Rotating, it's going down into the oil pan, it's getting sucked up through the oil filter. You see my earlier videos with the oil filter, how we set that just above the bottom of the oil pan. Here we go. Now we're getting oil here, we're getting oil on number 2. A little bit more. Come on, drill. Oh yeah, real happy. Looking good. There we go. Little bit more. After we get done doing the priming of the oil on the push rods and the rockers, I'm going to show you guys what I do with the exhaust gasket, and also we're going to go ahead and mount the fuel pump. Little bit more. Oh yeah, looking good. Looking good. I got oil here, but not here. This is the only one, the only rocker I'm not getting oil on. We might check that push rod. I'm pretty sure it's pretty well set, but we're going to check it one more time before I end up putting the intake manifold on.